హామీ ఇస్తున్నాను, బాధ్యున్నై ఉంటాను. Of the people, for the people, by the people, ప్రతినిధిగా. This is me. This is me. This is me. This is me.
Let me say hello to all the people here and say thanks to the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. I am in the same thing that this is a very, very wonderful idea to impulse and to put Andhra Pradesh and Amaravathi as a center of discussion for the happy cities in the world. In fact, as governor of Antioquia, our region, and then as former and now former mayor of Medellin, our capital, we create the concept of cities for life. And I cannot think in a more connected concept than cities for life and happy cities. That's what I am here very happy to share with all of you our experiences in Medellin. Maybe many of you don't know that Medellin was only 25 years ago the more violent city in the world, with a very, very high rate of homicides and other kind of crimes. But now we are a different city. We make a very big transformation, and we are proud about this transformation, and we are proud about share with other cities and learn with other cities.
Do not work on happiness. Work hard on equality, education, and innovation, and the happiness will come along. First of all, I want to congratulate the organizers. There's a full house. That's wonderful. There are so many events in India, so it is not that easy to get a full house. Congratulations on that. And thank you also, organizers, for giving me the opportunity to bring greetings to Happy City event from Finland, which was recently ranked as the happiest country in the world by UN. I'm also supporting a very, very happy and very big Finnish delegation, which is sitting in that area. Wave to everybody. Can you see how happy they are? So please visit their stand, our stand, in the exhibition hall. It was somewhat a shock actually to many Finns that we were selected as the happiest country, to be honest. And every day people are now asking me that how is it possible that this small country of 5.5 million people in the middle of nowhere with harsh conditions, with long and dark winter, can be the happiest place in the world.
First of all, I would like to give all of you my greetings from a small and tiny pristine Himalayan kingdom which is known as Bhutan. We are also not bad in terms of happiness, and we are also known by the name of happiness country. Pujaniya Sadhguruji, Honorable Chief Minister, Andhra Pradesh. In fact, I express my gratitude and thankfulness for inviting in this grand August occasion to attend as well as to say few words on behalf of my country. Once again, thank you very much for the Honorable Chief Minister who from his table itself has invited. In In fact, my Prime Minister was invited, but because of his pre-assignment, he was unable to attend. So I, on behalf of my Chief Minister, Prime Minister and Ministers, would like to say few words about my country. The concept of gross national happiness was thrown upon to the people of Bhutan by our great visionary king, who is the fourth king, Jigme Singye Wangchuck. And based on this gross national happiness philosophy, our developmental activities takes place.
More than 20% annual growth in municipal revenues during the period 2000 to 2008. This set the path for rapid urbanization of the state, and as today's wonderful event clearly exhibits, Amaravathi is on the road to becoming a world-class state capital and contributing to the overall economic growth not only of its own state, but also of India. The UK has also evolved its cooperation with India by becoming part of this urban growth journey and bringing in the best of UK expertise to work towards the shared prosperity objectives of our two countries. In 2016, our two Prime Ministers agreed on a formal cooperation under the Smart Cities mission, and Amaravathi was proudly announced as a UK partner city. Our cooperation has become more holistic and unified and effective as a result. We are now working across multiple UK departments, including the Department for International Development, the Foreign Ministry, the Department for International Trade, the Research Council, UK IBC, and the private sector to work with cities on policy and governance reforms, sustainable urban planning, future transit infrastructure development, integrated e-mobility plans, project financing, knowledge and innovation partnerships. We're also encouraging the multilaterals, including the World Bank and other bilaterals centrally, to ensure India has ready access to the best solutions the international community has to offer. I am particularly happy to report that the UK, through private sector and technical assistance from the Foreign Ministry and from the Department for International Development, has been part of the Amaravathi city development journey right from the beginning.
Influence our happiness. Whether it is an easy commute to work or just playing out in the sun. Presenting the city of Amaravathi, the first city in the world to be designed around happiness. People's capital Amaravathi is being designed in keeping with the hopes of the farmers who happily volunteered to contribute their land to build this dream city. Inspired by the people's aspirations, the government of Andhra Pradesh with Capital Region Development Authority under the visionary and able leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister Shri N.CHANDRABABUNAIDU has embarked on a mission to build one of the top 3 happy cities and best-in-class global cities encompassing higher standards of livability and infrastructure with a thriving economic environment. 9 cities have been defined as the pillars of the new capital city. In line with the principles of happiness, only non-polluting industries would be encouraged within the city. Unique in its design, with happiness as the key parameter, the city of Amaravathi is redefining the growth story of India. The government has laid out an integrated urban design with all amenities vital for its citizens clustered within accessible distance. It is planned with a goal of 5-10-15 with no more than 5 minutes to emergency facilities, 10 minutes to recreation and open spaces, and 15 minutes to work. Each township will have a school, a junior college, healthcare center, including a multi-specialty hospital, places of worship, police and fire, parks and sports facilities. This planning ensures the communities socialize and interact, creating a vibrant and inclusive society. Amaravathi is currently in a fast-paced execution mode. Foster Plus Partners has prepared the master plan for the government complex. The transit government complex is completed. The state is tying up with Singapore consortium of companies Ascendus Singbridge and Semcorp to develop the riverfront central business district of the capital and is expected to create 2.5 lakh jobs and increase GDP by 1.15 lakh crore rupees. Best institutions in the academia such as National Institute of Design, universities like VIT, Amrita and SRM have established campuses in Amaravathi. Leading international schools and hotel brands are being set up in the city. Amaravathi is set to provide millions of jobs in the next 35 years. With the world's best infrastructure and a thriving economic environment, Amaravathi will be one of the happiest cities in the world. Come, join us in this journey and experience the joy of living in this happy city, Amaravathi.
I think probably he's the only one in the world who has that courage and experience in building cities. Thank you, sir. You know, our Chief Minister vision is always dare to dream but care to achieve. So that is the vision principle, and with that vision principle, when many consultants across the world and many people suggested different visions, and Honorable Chief Minister has set the right vision for Amaravathi, that is the vision of happiness. And he envisioned the Amaravathi city as one of the happiest cities, top 3 happy cities, with best in class global cities encompassing highest standards of livability and infrastructure with a thriving economic environment. So the city of Amaravathi is born happy.
I know that all of you are waiting very eagerly to hear the Sadhguru speak. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. The Sadhguru has to leave at 1:30. So in the interest of time, with everyone's permission, we're going to advance some of the activities that we had planned before the conversation between the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadhguru. So the next person that I'm going to call to speak to all of us is the man on this mission and the man with the vision, the man behind the glory of the story of Amaravathi, the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, N.CHANDRABABUNAIDU. And when you're happy and you know it, you clap much louder.
Most respectable spiritual leader, Guruji, Sadhguru Jaggi Vastavan Garu, His Excellencies and the dais, distinguished invitees from different countries, within the country and from Andhra Pradesh state, and friends and media. I am very happy, the first of its kind, for having a global summit for urban innovation and also for happiness. We are all talking nowadays happiness. Now Finland is before us. There is a huge delegation from Finland. As a matter of fact, education they are enjoying, work less, play more and innovate more and lead a meaningful life. That is how things are happening all over the world, particularly Finland. On the other side, Singapore is here, most livable city. Anybody in the world prefer to go and settle in Singapore because of safety, security and happiness and everything. You want to have a meaningful life and also you can achieve your excellence. And also there are so many countries you see here who have achieved all these things. Generally, to build a capital is a very Hercules task. After bifurcation 2014, we are forced to come here for starting another development of state. Earlier, I was CM for combined Andhra Pradesh for 9 years. I was instrumental for developing a greenfield city that is Cyberabad in Hyderabad. Today, Hyderabad is rated one of the best knowledge city. At that time, we are able to create 165 kilometers outer ring road, best greenfield airport, and also name any institutions, any IT companies, they are all located in Hyderabad. That is a brownfield city. Now after coming here, it is as a matter of fact, it is a crisis. We don't have land to sit. To start with, I was in bus for some time. Bus is my office, my accommodation, office cum residence. That is how I started acting. Then I gave a call. We don't have land here. I requested people of all farmers. It is a win-win situation. We will build, compared to Singapore, one of the best cities. Singapore, they are helping us. So it is a win-win situation. Why can't you come and give me land after land pooling? It is an innovative idea in India. In democracy, to acquire land is very difficult. But at the same time, I am very happy. 34,000 acres of land without paying even 1/5 people came forward, farmers came forward. They have given me land. After getting land, it has become a reality. Or otherwise, all these things, without land, we cannot talk. Even if we go to dispute, it will take years. Here, every farmer and also all labor, farm labor, everybody supported this project and also they are thinking it is a combined victory or it is a combined satisfaction we are all having. We will move forward. Now I am very happy. You are all aware Singapore is most livable city. And also if you see Finland, so many countries, even globally some of the countries have rated. We see here United Nations have rated World Happiness Report 2018. Number 1 Finland, number 2 Norway, number 3 Denmark, number 4 Iceland, number 5 Switzerland, number 6 Netherlands, number 7 Canada, New Zealand, 9 Sweden, 10 Australia. If you see countries, National Geographic rating, happiest places in the world, number 1 Singapore, number 2 Denmark, number 3 Costa Rica. Even National Geographic top 10 happiest cities, Thailand, even countries, if they see some of the places also they have mentioned. What I wanted to request all of you, we are in 21st century. Technology has become a reality now. If you see today, to start with industrialization, first industrial revolution, it is a small way, some mechanization. Second industrial revolution with innovation of power. Third industrial revolution, IT has become the industrial revolution, world has become a global village. Today, Internet of Things has become a reality. Anything you want to do, you can use technology. If you can provide proper leadership, you can do wonders, and at the same time you can produce excellent results. Here we are all here to discuss different concepts. There are smart cities, there are most livable cities, and also most green cities. With so many concepts we are talking. We want to have a debate today. Most happiest city. How to go about. I need everybody's cooperation here. Here after this meeting, I am very happy. So many people are here. How to be happy. Not only money cannot give happiness. Most livable conditions also, standards also cannot give happiness. The way how to live is going to create happiness. That type of concepts we want to discuss. This is one platform. First time in India, nobody thought to have happiness. Recently, one example I am giving you. I wanted to create some event for happiness. I asked my municipal administration, why can't you create an event on Sunday morning, happy Sunday? We have earmarked some places. We are asking citizens to come out of home, come there, play, dance, sing, and even if you don't have anything, shout loudly. 3 hours, go home, relax. So much of stress bursted. Now people are enjoying like anything. It is only without any money. We are not spending any money on that. That is how happiness can be defined differently, and also how we are going to enjoy our life is very, very important. And also here if you see, actively engaged citizens in shaping the planning and also designs. Just now our people have said, Amaravathi, we are engaging best consultants in the world. And at the same time, we are enjoying citizens also in a big way, so that they are also contributing for the development of the capital. Ultimately, this happy summit, we want to discuss with you citizen-centric governance, livable communities, clean and healthy environment, vibrant economies. And also here I am very happy, leading thinkers and urban experts are here, policy makers, mayors and city administrators are here, urban planners, architects and designers, industry players, citypreneurs and innovators, foundations and civil society organizations, funders and citizens are here. This summit, we are having 3 partnership countries. One is Singapore, one is Finland, one is UK. UK and India, we had some understanding to work with the smart cities. 2 cities they agreed. One is Amaravathi. We are very happy to work with them. And also if you see here, around 80 plus international delegates attending from 15 countries including Finland, UK, Singapore, Japan, UAE, Bhutan, Costa Rica, Colombia, Tanzania, Israel, Spain and US. I am very happy. Today it is is a very good occasion for all of us. Our famous spiritual leader is with us, Jaggi Vasudevan Garu, our Guruji. He is giving happiness all over the world. He is promoting happiness concept. He is also here. I am thanking him on behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh. 30 eminent speakers are going to participate. And also yesterday, recently, we had a pitch competition. As on today, if you see, I wanted to promote innovations in a big way. For this, we had 2 hackathons. One is on education, one is on agriculture. And also we conducted 3 international partnership summits for investment. Even at that time, Finland, our friend, is here. They came. Always interacting with each other. And also we had to go innovative way and creative way. Even pitch competition, I am very happy so many delegates are here. 12 main issues are finalists and 7 countries are participating. Those who are having excellent innovation, we wanted to have a MOU with them, we want to work with them, so that world is full of innovations. With one idea, we can change the total world and also we can change human beings. That is how things are happening. In this concept, I am very happy. There is one more concept we are working. As I rightly mentioned, in India, first time we are building a greenfield capital. Earlier we have built some more capitals, but all these capitals, more or less, some capitals are administrative capitals, some capitals they built at that time the requirement of the people. But first time we wanted to build one of the most beautiful, vibrant economy and happy city. I wanted to benchmark this city one among top 5 in the world. That is our aim, that is our desire. I am confident it will happen. First time, we are also talking about happiness. You are all aware, 10 years back, nobody used to talk about happiness. Only development we used to talk. After some time, we will talk about smart cities, smart countries, by using technologies, all these things we are talking. Recent times we are talking most livable. That is the concept we have taken up because of Singapore. People are talking most livable. Now what we are going to talk, most happiest. How to be happy? Life should be a meaningful life. In life, everything is possible. And at the same time, as long as you are living, you have to live with happiness. Always people ask me, you are working very hard. Always you are happy. Then I told them very clearly, I am working very hard. I am enjoying my work. That's why I am always happy. I don't have any headache or fear. Even when I discussed with our people from Finland, they told me students, morning they will go to school, 2-3 hours or 4 hours. Afternoon they will go to play. While playing they will learn things. Evening they will come and they will do homework. Half an hour or 1 hour. Now so many innovations are taking place in Finland. That should be the best way of living things. One has to enjoy life, play, work, and also create wealth, and also go for innovation continuously. That is what they have done. Friends, this is a very good area. If you see Krishna river, around 30 kilometers both sides you can develop. There are cities. Most of the cities all over the world are in the valleys only, either seashore or river front, like that so many cities have developed. But this is the city, fresh water is coming throughout the year. And also from here, 5 reservoirs on the upstream. And also we are releasing water from upstream to go to irrigation fields also. Why I am saying this, fresh water is flowing. You know very well, water is energy. If there is water, you can see the energy levels will be very high. We are planning here green and also blue city. Water is blue and also very fertile lands. We can have excellent landscaping and also we can grow one of the beautiful gardens, plantation, everything. I am very happy from Bhutan. 70% green cover. We are very much impressed. CO2 is almost neutral. They are having better health and also they will live very long. Longevity will be very high. I am very happy for that. Same thing here, I am thinking minimum 15% should be green cover in Andhra Pradesh. That is our aim. We are working towards that. And also today, all vehicles will be converted to electrical vehicles. Even our state is Sunrise Andhra Pradesh. Sun is our ambassador. Now solar energy is coming in a big field. So solar energy, we can control total pollution and also it is a very big boost for economy at a very cost effective also. India is producing energy at the rate of around minus or plus 3 rupees. Abundant sunlight, no other country is having this advantage. If we can use sunlight for solar energy, we can go for industrialization and also we can make it CO2 neutral. That is our aim. In Amaravathi, all vehicles will be electrical vehicles. All transport will be public transport. 70 to 80% public transport we want to have. And at the same time, emergency only 5 minutes. Any park you want to go 10 minutes. Office you want to go 15 minutes. 3,600 kilometer cycle path we are creating so that health will be perfect in Amaravathi. You can have electrical cycle, enjoy the life, and also this type of activities we are creating. We have shown you everything, 9 cities, different themes, 27 townships, hundreds of parks, and also we are going to create one of the best city at for international standards. As we are all aware, we are all engaging best consultants, architects, but I am basing this hackathon or this convention will give more enlightenment and also more ideas how to move in that direction. I am very happy just now our friend from former mayor Mr. Hannibal, medal in Colombia, how he transferred the city. He was mayor for 2-3 terms. He contributed one of the best city he made it. He gave one example. His brother is a admirer of Mahatma Gandhi. He followed non-violence and at the same time he was killed. But that family is promoting non-violence and they are transforming that city in a big way. That is his personal story. Like this, everybody will have so many personal stories, personal events to contribute for the society. In this meeting, 3 days we are all here. I am also coming here. Now I am a student to learn. So many innovative ideas, lot to be learned. At the end of this meeting, what I am expecting, every participant should take 1 or 2 takeaways from this meeting so that it will be beneficial for their territory or for their country. And also I am here to take so many ideas from you and produce one of the best model so that in future you will be very happy. Somebody is here to implement your innovative ideas. That is what I am going to do. Ultimately, all people are here once in a year. Come, stay here 2-3 days and also enjoy here. Even if you are interested, make second home Amaravathi for happiness, for innovation, for creativity, and also for your bright contribution for the global community. Ease of doing business, we are number 1, we are doing that. Now real-time governance I am promoting. Everything we can do real-time. All my government is online. We are having call center, around 2,000 people are working. All my welfare programs, development activities, and also regulatory issues, everything is done online. Sometimes we are asking people how they are getting all these things, even there are any failures of technology, or there are better ways to do all these things. We are continuously taking feedback. In governance, I am using drones, surveillance cameras, biometrics, and also cloud, you name anything, big data analytics, everything we are using as of today. Why I am saying all these things? Technologies are available for better governance. And at the same time, if you use all these technologies, it will give you more comfort and also unnecessary going to different offices or meeting people. For future, you are all aware, one smartphone is enough to deal any transaction across the global community. It may be bank, it may be government, it may be hotel, it may be your day-to-day activities, everything, it is going to happen. In that direction we are moving. At the end of the day, again, happiness is not only given through smartphone, and also we must have a real how to feel that happiness, that is very important. In India, you are all aware, family is the big asset for anybody compared to some other countries. If you do everything outside, at the end of the day, if you come home, spend half an hour, 1 hour with family members, have dinner, and discuss and share your views, then go to bed. That will be best life. So with all these things, I am very happy. 3 days we are going to stay here. I am going to have more and more interactions. Now city is shaping. With the development of the city, I wanted to bring happiness concept. Every inch of my activity, every inch of our development is our commitment. I need your cooperation for building this city, one of the most happiest city in the world. For this, I am thankful to all of you. With this, I am very happy. This area is very dynamic. We are very good host also. Delicious food is available. Always you want to be happy. You can have good food also. And also now slowly we are building the capital. so many infrastructure facilities are coming. Every 3 months we will see the change in the city. Not only building one city, we are having other cities, Visakhapatnam and Tirupati, beautiful cities, one of the vibrant economies we are building there. And also every town, every municipality, every village, we want to build one of the most beautiful places. We want to provide best infrastructure. That is how we are moving in the direction. Ultimately, Andhra Pradesh state will be the most happiest state. That is our vision. I am confident with all your support, we will achieve this one of the best objectives. With this, I am thanking all of you. Thank you, Ananda.
So this is a man who achieves and who does what he says he will. And already we have proof of that pudding. It's my privilege to announce that Amaravathi will be the first state capital city in the world to receive the IGBC Green City Platinum Award. Can we have a huge round of applause for that? May I request Dr. Prem C. Jain, Chairman, Indian Green Building Council, IGBC, to present the IGBC Green City Platinum Award to the city of Amaravathi. May I request the Commissioner of APCRDA, Dr. N.CHANDRABABUNAIDU, please receive the award in the presence of the Honorable Chief Minister and the Sadhguru. May I request the Sadhguru to join the photograph, bless that award so that this city receives many more. Sadhguruji, I'm going to have to request you to stay with us another moment because we have another very important thing that we'd like to release. We'd like you to release with your hands. So, the Amaravathi Happy City Master Plan is going to be released here today in the presence of the Sadhguru by the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, in the presence of all of you wonderful people who joined us here. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the release of the Amaravathi Happy City Master Plan by the Sadhguru. Thank you, Dr. Jain. May I request Mr. Guy Perry to please join us for this as well. He represents McKinsey, which is the consulting strategy partner for the Amaravathi Happy Cities plan.
How exactly does one build a sacred space? At the Isha Yoga Center, ancient techniques have been revived to create a timeless space, one designed to stand for many millennia. The Dhyanalinga is the focal point of the Yoga Center, the first of its kind to be completed in thousands of years.
This is the only structure of its kind in the world, 72 feet in diameter, an elliptical dome, all of brick and mud, no steel or cement. It's held up by gravity. It is simple, but very audacious. All the bricks are trying to fall down at the same time. They never can.
The doorway to enlightenment, Dhyanalinga creates the possibility to experience life in its totality. At the entrance of the Dhyanalinga, one encounters the Sarva-dharma pillar, embodying the essence of spirituality beyond sectarianism. A few steps away sits Nandi, relaxed yet intense, the embodiment of meditative bliss. A sacred journey begins with a purifying dip. The Surya Kund and Chandra Kund are energized water bodies. Unique in form, they are built with massive 50-ton granite blocks. To the southeast is Linga Bhairavi, an exuberant expression of the divine feminine. Within her abode, Devi is manifested as a linga, a unique form for the mother goddess.
Architecture is just a play of geometry. Most of the buildings here are standing because of perfection of geometry, not upon the strength of the material. The very forces which should bring down a building are holding them up.
The entire ashram is itself a symphony of geometry and alignment. Designed and conceptualized by Sadhguru, the structures have been executed by the residents and brahmacharis of the ashram. Spanda Hall is a 64,000 square foot program venue. The design reflects the essence of yoga as a technology for inner engineering. The Adi Yogi Alayam is an 82,000 square foot hall without commons, designed to offer classical yoga in its purest form. The space is tuned to align the geometry of the human system to the cosmic geometry. The Alayam also hosts special cultural events. The center also houses the Isha Home School, a scene of conscious chaos in design and activity. It creates a vibrant ambience for learning. The Isha aesthetic manifests on the other side of the globe too. Mahima, a 39,000 square foot meditation hall, is the first of its kind in the West. Adi Yogi Temple is a tribute to Adi Yogi, the first yogi and guru, a being whose contribution to raising human consciousness is unparalleled. Dominating the 30,000 square foot space is a 21-foot likeness of Adi Yogi. Designed, constructed and transported from India, it is only the first of many.
This glorious space, we want this glorious space to become an inspiration to the world, to seek the highest.
In India, work is already on to create 4 112-foot versions. Weighing 800 tons, they will stand at each corner of the subcontinent.
There is no need for you to innovate anything. You should just have enough observation and perception for all the fantastic design that is everywhere, in every leaf, every flower. If you just simply imitate what's in nature, it will be phenomenal. People will think you're a genius, you're a copycat. That's all it takes.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I did my best to give a fitting welcome to the Honorable Chief Minister and Sadhguru. Now you do your best. Everybody sit upright, clap your hands, stamp your feet, click your fingers and give them a very warm welcome. A conversation between two visionaries. Thank you so much.
Guruji, we are very happy. You are an institution for happiness. Now everybody wanted to have happiness. Their life should be meaningful, but they don't know how to live happily. Can you give your message to all people?
And it's just as an aspiration to build a city of joy. It's inspiring.
Babu, known for his commitment and his competence in creating the previous cities. I must tell you this, 36 years ago, I first came to Hyderabad, that's where I started my earliest programs of engineering. I largely lived in Mysore right from my early childhood. Whenever I came to Hyderabad, I used to think, what a mess this city is. But I came back after about 25 years later, and I found it had become one of the, more beautiful cities in the country. So thanks to his commitment and what he did there. So when it comes to creating living spaces, well, as we all know, after all, happiness or joy is something that happens within a human being. Whether it is a flowering plant that has to grow, or a tree, or an animal, or a human being, it needs a conducive atmosphere for it to flower. Well, many speakers, delegates have been in many ways saying about what are the conducive atmosphere. Well, ease of living, definitely. That day-to-day living is not complicated. Well, transportation, communication, all these things, you are all the experts, it's not for me to speak about that. But fundamentally, human experience is generated from within. To determine what kind of experience I should be right now is our prerogative. But for most human beings, unfortunately, surroundings determine what is their experience of life. All human experience comes from within us in the sense, even right now, as you sit there, you believe and you think that you're seeing me here, but actually what's happening is the light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story. Actually, you know me only the way I'm being projected in your mind right now. What you see is within you, what you hear is within you. The world is happening within you only the way you have kept yourself. So I will not go into the elaboration of this. There are two things we can address today. For a human being to be happy or joyful, there are two fundamentals, chemistry and geometry. When we say chemistry, today we know medical science is recognizing this very much. All human experience has a chemical basis to it. What you call as happiness is one kind of chemistry, what you call as misery is another kind of chemistry, joy is one kind of chemistry, suffering is another kind of chemistry, love is one kind of chemistry, hate is another kind of chemistry, agony, ecstasy, everything and everything has a certain chemical basis to it. Or in other words, who you are is a chemical soup, a very complex chemical soup. The question is only, are you a great soup or a lousy soup? That determines whether right now if you sit here, this is a fantastic experience or this is a miserable experience. So how to create a chemistry of our own? Well, we are the only species on the planet who is being referred to as human being. We did not say tiger being, elephant being, grasshopper being. Only for this one we said human being, because this one is supposed to know how to be. That means we are the masters of our experience. Unfortunately, though a large segment of humanity has not gotten to that place, but the reality is, if you wish to take charge of the nature of our experience 100%, it is very much possible, because outside situations, no matter how you envision it, what you do,
Whether it's in a nation or in a city or even inside your home, outside situations will never happen 100% the way you want them. Hello? Even if you're just two people in the house, does everything happen 100% the way you want it? It will never happen. But the inside situations can happen 100% the way we want it, and that's how it's supposed to happen. What happens in the world, I have a stake in it, but I cannot decide everything that happens there. But what happens within me must be determined by me. As there are technologies for well-being on the outside, similarly there are technologies for well-being on the inner dimension. Unfortunately, humanity has not invested enough in that direction. In creating this chemistry, which is joyful by its own nature, not because of something that we do or do not do, just joyful by its own nature. I'm just asking you a simple question. Suppose you had a choice between being blissful and miserable, what would be your choice for yourself? That's a question. Blissful? At least for yourself, it is definitely highest level of pleasantness for yourself. What you want for your neighbor sometimes may be debatable, but what you want for yourself is 100% clear that you want this to be the highest level of pleasantness of experience. You can call it joy, happiness, love, this, that. Essentially, you are looking for a pleasant experience of life. Because pleasantness is not a goal by itself. If this body and this intelligence has to function at its highest, this must be in a pleasant state of experience. There is substantial scientific and medical proof today that unless you're in a pleasant state of experience, neither your body nor your brain functions at its best. So to bring this, to manage our chemistry, there is an important dimension called geometry of life. Everything physical in the universe has a form. A form means if it is geometrically in a conducive state, it will naturally exist with ease. If it is geometrically not in a conducive state, it will naturally be stressed. Just people have forgotten how to sit and stand. In this culture, we instill this: if you want to have a meal, how you must sit. If you want to do your prayer, how you must sit. If you want to study, how you must sit. For everything there was a posture and a particular way of handling the body. Because the physical geometry of the body and the geometry of the spaces in which you live, because you're aspiring to create a happy city or the happiest city, he doesn't go for anything less than that. Happiest city. It's very important that geometry of the spaces are supportive to the nature of the human being. A lot of care was taken when we built ancient cities like this, but today we're just building for convenience. See, individual human beings live in different states. Some people are living just to survive, that is the only thing they can think of. Some people are thinking of doing well in the society. Some people are looking at the highest possible experience they can have in their life. They understand it's a limited amount of time. Unless you make this truly wonderful, in the end, there is nothing. Those who understand the nature of our life as being mortal, that we are here only for a short space of time, the only thing that we have is the profoundness of our experience. Those who understand are aspiring for the highest possible experience of life. Similarly, cities or structures are built, some are just purely utilitarian, some are for aesthetics, some are for creating a certain ambience of experience. All these dimensions are there. A city should take these into considerations because people will not be fulfilled just by survival, just by economic activity. You will see in business districts. I was just sometime ago recently, I was just driving through a business district of Washington, D.C. All young people, well-dressed people, obviously they're earning a good living. You look at their clothing, the way they are and the place where they are. But this is their lunchtime, they've all come out. They're standing on the streets where there are a lot of things being sold. Everybody is eating these big burgers, or what do you call that, where you need a mouth space like a hippopotamus. Like this, like that, they're biting, standing and eating. I just stopped at a traffic light, I was just looking at that. What is the fate of a human being that today you have to eat like this? We created a whole process. If you want to eat, how you must address the food. Because the very body that you carry is the food that you eat. If you don't treat the food properly, you think the food will treat you well? The air that you breathe, the earth that you walk upon, the water that you drink, if you don't learn how to relate to these things, they will not relate to you well. These 5 basic elements which make our system and our city and our nation and our world, if we don't treat them well, they don't treat us well. So a city should take this into consideration. I'm happy to see 30% is blue-green, that is fine, but still creating the culture of engagement with all the ingredients which make our life. In this, our own chemistry, and of course, when we say outside chemistry, people are talking about carbon dioxide and measuring carbon dioxide. Yes, it is true, it is an oxygen breathing and carbon dioxide expelling thing, but at the same time, you can pump carbon dioxide into your bottle and call it the real thing and it sells across the world. So, we need to understand that the way we're relating to the world, the way we're relating to all that makes our life, we think it's just our money and our family and our property. No. Everything that we relate to on a moment-to-moment basis, there is a certain way of conducting this. The very atmosphere that we create, the geometry of the buildings and the surroundings we create can focus a human being towards that. It is possible to do that. Whatever the little design factor that they were showing of the Isha Yoga Center is just about that the geometry is created in such an intricate way that inevitably people have to get involved in what is there. I'm just telling you a simple thing. Today, there is scientific research telling that this is doing wonderful things. The simple thing is, we always have uneven floors. Intentionally, I designed like this. People said, this is not convenient, make it smooth, we can just walk blind. I said, no, you have to walk with your eyes open. And today, medical science is telling you, if you walk on uneven floors, your neurological system will be very healthy. Most probably you will not get dementia and Alzheimer's in your old age if you're continuously walking on uneven surfaces. Is it not important that we have forgotten? We already have dementia. We have forgotten where we come from. We have forgotten the land that we walk upon. We have forgotten the air that we breathe. We have forgotten the water that we drink. We are already suffering dementia from a very early age. It's very important that we create spaces, if not the entire city, at least spaces where people are inevitably guided to get engaged with everything that they are in touch with, all the ingredients that make our life. Physical creation is essentially geometric, whether an atomic structure or the cellular structure. I was just looking, somebody is trying to create some cellular structure in the ceiling. Whether it's atomic structure, cellular structure, or many things that the planetary structures of the universe or the cosmos. Today, modern science has come up with something called as constructional theory, where they're talking about how the atom and the cosmos are fundamentally same design. Complexity and sophistication is multiplying, but fundamentally same design. This is something always at the basis of the yogic process, that the way you are made in some way is the way the cosmos is made. How we can relate this? The entire system of yoga is about mastering the geometry of your existence. How you sit, how you stand, how you breathe, all these aspects, because a city or a space or a building can create joy simply because of the type of geometry it has and how it relates to your existence. So it's great that we are thinking of happy cities, happy world.
You can guide us, demand development values and happiness. How it is changing, what is the correlation, or positive or negative? So when we say development, we're talking about making human life better. Development need not necessarily mean you know this very well, 25 years ago or 30–40 years ago, in this country, money means we talked about a lakpati. That means somebody who had 1 lakh rupees is a big man. At least a part of it would be gone. And in 1870, 93% of the US population was illiterate. But today, everybody knows how to read and write. And of course, people have their teeth intact even if they're 80, 90. How does this happen? Well, somebody built the schoolrooms. Somebody developed the teachers. Without human infrastructure and the necessary infrastructure for a specific activity, that activity will not take off. So, this was a nation where we built a whole lot of infrastructure for the inner well-being of the human being for a long time. But now we have forgotten that completely. We are thinking of schools, hospitals, colleges, yes, all this is needed. But it's also important that we build spaces in every city where it is focused towards the inner development of the human being in a scientific manner, not through religion or philosophy, but as there is a science and technology for external well-being, there is a science and technology for inner well-being. This needs to be delivered. It is subtle because it's a subjective process, but it can be done. One simple way of doing this is creating an energetic space which offers variety of things in terms of art, music, communication, even technology, everything on one place where people can come and interact and make use of that space in a big way. Above all, to have very powerful energy spaces. These things have been taken out of our civilization now. If we look back at the history of this country, even Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, entire southern India, in north it's been removed because of invasions that happened. First when we want to build a city, in those days, they first build an energy center. Then around that things arrange itself. Today they've been called as temples. Today it is being recognized as a religious place, but when they started, they were energetic places. For example, you have your Sri Shailam. These were built for 5 elements in nature. 4 of them are in Tamil Nadu, 1 is in Andhra Pradesh. But this is for the well-being of the whole region, that 5 elements were enshrined. These are not temples of worship. These are not temples of belief. These are temples where you can go something with yourself. You have an issue, 72% of this body is water. If this is not functioning well, you go to the water temple and do what you have to do with your body. Similarly, for air, for earth, for fire and space, there are different temples. Accordingly, people went and made use of that. Spaces like that are important, otherwise, as economic development happens, if you see in advance in Western nations, this is happening, the level of misery is far more profound in the poorer, impoverished societies of the world. Unfortunately, it is true because when a man wants to when an individual or a society wants to journey from poverty to affluence, the cost of it and the hardship of it is not easy. But after getting there, they are miserable. This is not right. The ecological cost, the economic cost and the human cost involved in moving a society from poverty to affluence is not a simple cost. It takes a life. But after getting there, people are in all kinds of depressions and problems. So it is very important, as our mothers taught us how to brush our teeth as the first thing to do, similarly, a few things that every human being should do within himself or herself to see how to keep this in a joyful and healthy state. This can be taught to every human being and it must happen. This has been our culture for a long time, but in the last 200, 300 years we have lost it. It's time to bring it back.
We have still teeth because our mothers insisted, no brushing, no breakfast. This needs to happen on other levels also.
Nowadays, you are saying that is one stage. Now people are getting more and more money. They are becoming more and more selfish. Then some people are not marrying. Even they marry, they don't have children. Even countries are suffering with the demographic problems. How we are going to define? Now some countries are facing robots.
We can import the Indians.
No, robots. This is where things are happening. How do you rate all these things where this civilization is going on? How we are going to handle this type of problem?
See, one thing that human beings need to understand is when we say life on this planet, it's not just us. For this life to happen, from a microbial life to an elephant to a whale, all of them are equally important. There is a study which shows that if all the worms on this planet disappear tomorrow morning, in about 18 months' time, all life on the planet will disappear, if the worms go away. Usually people use this term, if they want to say somebody is very low, they say, you're a worm. They don't understand how important a worm is. The worms go away, in 18 months all life will disappear. If all the insects go away, in about 3 to 4 years all life will disappear. But if human beings go away, this planet will flourish. So we need to understand, when we say life, all life has equal right to exist on this planet, it's not just us. So right now, this has gotten us big time. If you say anything like this, oh, he's an ecologist. No, you don't have to be an ecologist if you understand life the way it's happening. We exist because all of them exist, and they are not any less significant life than we are. If we are a more intelligent life, as we claim to be, we must definitely be. Intelligence includes love and compassion. Unfortunately, people think intelligence means becoming like barren like a desert. No, if you're truly intelligent, you would keep your body sweet, your thoughts sweet, your emotions sweet, everything would be in a wonderful state if you're really an intelligent person. So if that is so, we would very much understand that our life is not singular and our life is not the most significant life. An ant is as important as we are on this planet. If we don't recognize that, if we don't take care of that, then life won't happen, it doesn't matter what we build. That may be a very unpopular thing to say.
Then ultimately we wanted to build the most happiest place, happiest state, particularly happiest Amaravathi. That's why we are taking so many sessions, so many people are here. Not only hardware, we want to build software also. And apart from all these things, your contribution is the biggest contribution to change the human psychology and also values in human beings.
We must learn to make a great soup of this. It's a chemical soup, and there is a technology to make sure that this is a wonderful soup. And if this one is feeling wonderful, naturally it will do wonderful things around. So please everybody look at your own experience of life. When you are feeling very pleasant, you are naturally pleasant to everybody and everything. When you are feeling nasty, naturally you will share it with those around you. It's inevitable. So the first and most fundamental responsibility that the individual has is that you must keep this as a pleasant piece of life. This is very, very important. All other things are secondary, because when this is feeling pleasant, it will naturally do pleasant things all around. So this is what happiness means. You're talking about pleasantness of experience. We can put it this way. See, if our body is pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If our mind is pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If our emotions are pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If our very life energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If our surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. So the city is our surrounding, that is our success. But body being pleasant, mind being pleasant, emotions being pleasant, and our very life energies being pleasant is very, very important. If we do not invest on that, we can have a wonderful city and still we are not wonderful people. So, in whatever way we can support Amaravathi to become happy city. I will not say happiest because I live in so many other cities. You are blessing us happy city.
నా పేరు శ్రీకర్ అండి. నేను APCRDAలో 3 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి GS అండ్ రిమోట్ సెన్సింగ్ అసిస్టెంట్గా పనిచేస్తున్నాను. ఇక్కడ మా టీం అంతా ఉన్నారండి. మేము గత 3 ఏళ్ల నుంచి ఎలా అమరావతిని ఆనందనగరంగా తీర్చిదిద్దాలి, ప్రతి క్షణం కూడా మేము మా టీము అహర్నిశలు శ్రమిస్తూ ఇప్పటివరకు ప్రతి క్షణం ఇప్పుడు చూపించేది కూడా కాదండి, ఇంకా బాగా వస్తుంది రానున్న 10 ఏళ్లలో. ఇప్పటికే ప్లాట్లు కూడా అరౌండ్ 20,000 ప్లాట్స్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ అయిపోయినాయి. మేము అరౌండ్ 64,000 ప్లాట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ అలాట్ చేసేసాము. రైతులు ముందుకు వస్తున్నారు ఉత్సాహంగా ఇంకా రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ల కొరకు. ఆల్రెడీ మీరు గమనిస్తే కనుక అరౌండ్ 1260 ఎకరాలు మేము వివిధ రకాల ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్కి, ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్కి ల్యాండ్ అలాట్ చేయడం జరిగింది ఇండస్ట్రియల్ అభివృద్ధి కోసం. ఈ 3D మోడల్ అనేది మన క్యాపిటల్ సిటీని యొక్క అభివృద్ధిని ప్రతిబింబిస్తుంది.
ఈ 3D మోడల్ని మనం హాంకాంగ్ నుంచి టీమ్ 1 అండ్ వాళ్ళతో చేయించామన్నమాట. ఇది 3D సిటీ మోడల్లో మనకి 3D రాబోయే క్యాపిటల్ సిటీ ఏ రోడ్లు రాబోతున్నాయి అండ్ బిల్డింగ్స్ అండ్ ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ మనం ల్యాండ్ ఇచ్చాము, అలాగే ప్రైవేట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ యూనివర్సిటీస్కి మనం ల్యాండ్ అనేది ఇచ్చాము. అది మ్యాపింగ్ ఇది మనం అంటే మన APCRDలో మనకి ప్లానింగ్ వింగ్ ఉంది. ప్లానింగ్లో మనం GIS చేస్తాము, మనమే ఓన్గా మ్యాప్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాము. ఈ 3D సిటీ మోడల్ మాత్రం మనం హాంకాంగ్ నుంచి తీసుకొచ్చాము.
నా పేరు జి నాగేశ్వరరావు, డైరెక్టర్ ప్లానింగ్ APCRDA. రాజధాని ప్రాంతాన్ని గమనిస్తే మీరు ముఖ్యంగా పరిపాలనా నగరం, అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ సిటీ అన్నమాట. ఇది గవర్నమెంట్ సిటీ అంటాం. దీనిలో ప్రధానంగా ఏమేమి సౌకర్యాలు ఉన్నాయంటే, ఇది గవర్నర్ గారి నివాస భవనం, అది ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారి నివాస భవనం. ఇక్కడ 2 ట్విన్ టవర్స్ వస్తాయి. తర్వాత 13 జిల్లాలకి సంబంధించినవి, ఒక్కో జిల్లాకి దాని కల్చరల్గా హెరిటేజ్ అంటే సాంస్కృతికంగా బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఏముంది దాన్ని రిఫ్లెక్ట్ చేస్తూ ప్రతిబింబిస్తూ ఒక్కొక్క జిల్లాకి ఒక్కొక్క స్పెషల్ భవనం ఉంటుంది. 13 భవనాలు ఉంటాయి. తర్వాత మల్టీ మిక్స్డ్ యూజ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అన్నమాట. ఇక్కడ అపార్ట్మెంట్స్, ఆఫీసెస్, కమర్షియల్ ఏరియా అంతా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. ఒక రోజులో మనం మామూలుగా పరిపాలనా నగరం అంటే పగలు పనిచేసి రాత్రి అయ్యేప్పటికీ పూర్తిగా నిర్మానుష్యం అయిపోతుంది మిగతా సిటీల్లో. అలా కాకుండా ఇక్కడ పూర్తిగా 24 గంటలు యాక్టివిటీ ఉండేట్టుగా అన్నీ కలగలుపుగా ప్లాన్ చేయడం జరిగిందనమాట. అందులో భాగంగా అన్ని మిక్స్డ్ యూజ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ పెట్టామన్నమాట. ఆఫీసెస్ ఉంటాయి, రెసిడెన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి, కమర్షియల్ కూడా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. తర్వాత ఇది గమనిస్తే ఇది అసెంబ్లీ భవనం ఇక్కడ సెంటర్లో వస్తుంది. మీరు పేపర్లో అది కూడా గమనించుంటారు. ఇది స్పెషల్గా నార్మన్ ఫాస్టర్స్ అని ఫేమస్ బ్రిటిష్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ గ్రూప్తో డిజైన్ చేయించింది. దీనికి పడమర పక్కన 5 భవనాలు, సెక్రటేరియట్ భవనాలు వస్తాయి. అవి 40 అంతస్తులు ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. దీని తర్వాత ఇది చూస్తే మీకు హైకోర్టు భవనం, పర్మనెంట్ హైకోర్టు ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. ఈ షేప్లో ఉంటుంది. అనేక ప్రతిపాదనలు గమనించిన తర్వాత ప్రజలు ఎక్కువగా ఇష్టపడిన డిజైన్ ఇది సెలెక్ట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. తర్వాత మధ్యలో మనకి నది ముఖద్వారం నుండి ఈ చివరి వరకు ఇది ఒక సెరిమోనల్ యాక్సెస్ అంటాము. దీనిలో రహదారులు ఉంటాయి, గ్రీనరీ ఉంటుంది, వాటర్ బాడీ కూడా ఉంటుంది. ప్రజలందరికీ ఆహ్లాదకరంగా ఉంటుంది. దేశ విదేశాల నుంచి టూరిస్టులు వచ్చినా కూడా అందరికీ ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఉంటాయన్నమాట. ఎమ్మెల్యే హౌసింగ్, ఆల్ ఇండియా సర్వీసెస్ అంటే IAS హౌసింగ్కి అక్కడ ప్రతిపాదించడం జరిగింది. తర్వాత NGO గవర్నమెంట్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ హౌసింగ్కి ఈ దర్శనం ప్రతిపాదించాము. తర్వాత జడ్జెస్కి, మినిస్టర్లకి బంగ్లాలు అవి తక్కువ లోవర్ రెసిడెన్షియల్ డెన్సిటీతో ఉంటాయన్నమాట. ఇలా అన్నీ కలిపి ఉన్నదే ఇది పరిపాలనా నగరం. గవర్నమెంట్ కాంప్లెక్స్ వరకు 1372 ఎకరాలు, వాణిజ్య భవన సముదాయం, పరిపాలనా భవనాలు అన్నీ కలిపి.
I'm Rahul Chauhan, Zonal Assistant Director, APCRDA. Total floors in High Court is 8 floors, which is around 48 meters. Assembly, it's 3 floors, and the height of assembly is 250 meter. Yeah, 225 and 250 meter. If you see this whole urban block, which is 250 acre. 250 acre in that center lo assembly unda, and left side all secretariat HOD, and here 46 acre lo high court. Planning we are going to complete in 2 to 3 months. Then execution of this whole government complex, roads, infrastructure, it may take 2 years. And buildings and all, we are targeting, like we are going to start this HOD and secretariat building. The tender piling is already out for this. Then High Court, we are planning tendering before this monsoon season. So these two are our priority, and we are targeting within 2 years we'll complete main iconic buildings. And planning the main master plan for this whole government complex is Foster and Partners, which is number one company from UK. And India lo their partner Hafiz Contractor, so they are from India side, and from international side Foster Plus Partner, they are designing this. In government complex area 13 different plaza unda, based on different district style. One is like Krishna district style, another is Kadapa district style, Visakhapatnam district style, like that. And those plaza is having like 50% green unda, where playground and 50% built up unda, where those building style will come. And this is for social, like hospital, schools, auditorium kind of thing. So this is very interesting, and it will give the like unity to all 13 districts. This is very important feature of this whole master.